What is up, everybody? To Reverse Theory today, and we're going to talk about why people are so upset over PS5 having cross-gen support for PS4 games, the PS4 as well, and why Microsoft pretty much didn't get that much flack for their games being cross-gen. So this guy made an interesting post talking about this, and he says the reason you see more anger over PS5 having cross-gen games than Xbox Series X is because Microsoft was upfront about Xbox having cross-gen games, Sony not so much. They pretty much said that Sony was extremely deceiving in their marketing towards the PS5 about these games being exclusives when they really weren't. They knew they weren't going to be exclusive games. And yeah, because even some of these games had like the PS5 exclusive logo, like when they're showing trailers. I believe like the Gran Turismo 7 one, they had like exclusive on PS5 when they were showing a trailer. I read that somewhere, and it's like, then it turns out that hey, this game is going to be on PS4 as well. And it's like, a lot of people are really pissed about the games being cross-gen, which for me, I kind of don't care to be honest. It's like they're gonna play better on PS5, so I don't really care. I got the PS5 version. If I really want to play these games with the best version, I can do that. So I kind of don't care. But let's see some people's opinions about this stuff. So this person says, "God forbid a company change its stance to help its customers, help its margins, and adapt during the pandemic." Okay, that's a pretty reasonable response right there. That's fine. Just be upfront about it. We're changing course and apologize if anyone felt misled. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people probably bought these consoles, brushed out to get a PS5 because, hey, you see God of War Ragnarok, well, the God of War sequel coming out, Horizon Forbidden West, and you're probably like, hey, these games are PS5 only. I got to get a PS5 to get these games, and it turns out that hey, these games are gonna be on PS4 as well. So it's actually the exact opposite. The media has glossed over PlayStation lies about cross-gen. In fact, they have repeatedly enabled them. With Xbox received constant criticism and scrutiny despite being open and upfront. Are we living in a bizarre world where up is down? The media is reporting on it. PlayStation's pivot to cross-gen exclusives wouldn't be a problem if the PlayStation 5 campaign hadn't sold us on the opposite. Okay, so media. Okay, so that's interesting. The media is actually covering it, and like they're actually reporting on PlayStation. I guess new direction of doing cross-gen games. Yeah, that's interesting because they usually don't try to put Sony in a bad light. To be honest, they try to make Sony in the best light possible. That's interesting. That's not the case. The reason why Sony fans are more mad about it is not the lie, is that we expect the better from Sony. We don't expect anything from Microsoft. You know why? Because you shouldn't. Because they're not going to give you they are not going to give you anything. Okay. Well, okay, that's looking like what kind of response is that? What I see, he literally has pony PlayStation World Pony in his hat in his tight in his as name, so kind of makes sense why you wrote that out. Don't know what you are on about. I expect a lot from Xbox, and so far my expectations have been surpassed, and the major titles haven't even dropped, so it only gets better. Agree. Sony literally said last minute they'll be supporting the PS4 for years after the launch of PS5. If that doesn't speak cross generation, then I don't know what would. Sony literally said we believe in generations and then took it back. If that's not lying, then I don't know what is. I am just curious about how Sony is choosing what is next gen only and what is not. Money and attach rate. Some games like Destruction All Stars and Demon Souls are not more impressive than Horizon. Both could easily be on PS4. Um, Kind of agree. Demon Souls on PS4. Have you played it? I know you haven't, but if they put that over to PS4, the game would run terribly, look muddy, and therefore be insane load times would go on. I mean, Demon Souls is a PS3 game, so why would I not be able to play with PS4? Sure, you wouldn't have the fast loading times, but other than that, it's the same game. You just got load times. That's it. I'll say this again. PlayStation has been doing cross-gen for 3 generations. It's not a hidden fact. They stopped backwards compatibility when they cycled out that fat PS3 to focus on cross-gen to generate more sales on projects that had to DI additional coding to release on new gen as well. They do cross-gen for at least 2 years after the new generation drops. It allows customers who can't upgrade yet to play great games and bring in money for future projects that would be next gen only once they drop last gen support. Okay. Not every journalist sees it that way. Most just want clicks. So what is he talking about? What is this? The next God of War will be available to the 110 million plus PS4 owners. Okay. Xbox, wait. It's clear how their opinions on cross-gen changed, even though Xbox was honest about it. Okay. Seems to me that Sony was upfront. It was the same generation's interview. Sony also said they keep making PS4 slash cross-gen games for several years. After the launch of the PS5, Sony said they would do both next-gen only and cross-gen games, and they have. I don't think they was that upfront. If they were that upfront, why are some people upset about it now? It's like they were truly that upfront about it. Like there's a lot of people are really outraged about this thing now, so I don't think they were that upfront. Or they were really vague about what games would be cross-gen. I guess what people don't realize is things change, lol. But what if the games are completely different from one another? Where does the game actually use new tech and old tech on PS4? Wouldn't that still be considered the belief in generations? Okay. I wonder if they know most of the next gen only games only feature half-baked SSD usage, quick loading rows, and ratcheting the split screen, and the medium honestly is elementary to what building a game engine from the ground up to utilize rapid access. RDNA 2 will bring. Okay. What's worse is the game was in development for PS4 all along. When Jim Ryan was asked whether the game was a PS5 exclusive last November, he replied with a no comment. That is definitely pretty shady right there. Announcing it as a PS5 showcase event when it was cross-gen was a lie by omission. Wow. Which I find so strange because Sony's messaging was so strong about we believe in generations. You hit the nail on the head regarding the anger because when Sony does cross-gen, it's like they're only going back on their word. That being said, I'm still hyped for Horizon and God of War. Yeah, it is kind of strange how they're very confident that we believe in generations statement that is like now is like a meme at this point, but they had to go back on that. They had to go back on that statement. So interesting. I don't mind there being some cross-gen games for sure. It's just not a good look when they previously stated otherwise for certain titles. Saying I'm not a fan of cross-gen, but if that's the plan, then okay, just be upfront about it. Thing is, when they were top of the next gen, there wasn't a pandemic. It put everyone a year back, and disasters like Cyberpunk have become beacons of reason to everyone that no one is immune to failure. Play it safe, not enough next gen units made or sold, so it's delayed. The pandemic had already started. I guess the pandemic had already started when they made the statements like that. Okay. Was 2019 too upfront? Sony will continue supporting the PS4 for 3 more years. Sony confirms its plan to keep supporting the PS4 for the next 3 years, despite the rumors that it's planned to release the PS5 in holiday 2020. LOL, not talking specifically about cross-gen games here, more about continued support for those who still own a PS4 and the PS5 launch. The lies came later after we believe in generation speeches. Yeah, so it's funny how he's trying to fit Sony. But that was still like a very vague statement right there. Like they still wanted to defend us. That was still very vague. And it was like what he said right afterward. They still made that we believe in generation statement. So it was still that's a lot of vagueness with Sony on that one. Um, Sure, but in the same time, Gran Turismo 7 was always a PS5 exclusive. The decision to put it on PS4 is recent. Also, I don't remember God of War being announced as exclusive to PS5. Anyhow, people are deducting way too much from corporate speech, and that leads to disappointment. Yeah, at the end of the day, I truly don't care. As more people get to play the game, it's like kudos for them. I don't lose enjoyment because the game is on PS4 as well. I don't know. Let's see. Sony were super explicit they were going to make cross-gen games for at least 3 years. Only difference from Xbox is that Sony said they also make next-gen only games from day one, which they did. Only Sony fanboys said games wouldn't be cross-gen. Okay. Many are upset they bought the PS5 but don't have the huge thing to stand on the cross about buying it. I bought mine because my PS4 Pro was so loud. The only thing I wish it did more of a better job of is upgrading last gen titles like Xbox has done. Yeah, they definitely dropped the ball on upgrading the last generation of games. At least like the exclusive games, they improved some of the exclusive games by increasing their frame rates and the graphics, but a lot of those older exclusive games, the PS4 exclusives, they need to increase them. But yeah. Yeah, and he says, me are upset about they bought the PS5 and don't have the huge thing to stand on the cross about. It's pretty much just a stronger PS4. It's like you just wanted to, it's like people buy new cell phones every year. It's like if you're a gamer, you want to get the newer consoles. So I don't see the big deal about it. I don't even care. Like I said, I truly don't care about the games being on PS4 as well. It's like my PS5 is gonna play the games better than the PS4 ever will. So people want to play on PS4. That's cool for them. Like it is what it is. I just don't. I don't understand the anger about this stuff. To be honest, Sony was talking mostly about this, the SSD, that mighty SSD. There you go, but you bring up this point, and Sony fanboys feel the need to defend Sony as if we're attacking them. It makes absolutely zero sense to me. Yeah. I found it interesting that we're splitting hairs now. They didn't say the game was exclusive, just the experience, and that's true because of the DualSense, blah, blah, blah. When they said they believed in generations, they were called anti-consumer. Now they changed their stance and doing the opposite, sort of, and they were called liars instead of pro-consumer. People should really pick one thing they want and stick with it. Can't have it both ways. Anyone who didn't think that Sony was gonna go cross-gen is incompetent. Is incompetent, really? A lot of people didn't think they were gonna go cross-gen. That's why you see so much outrage on the internet right now. No way they make games only for PS5 with most of the install bases on PS4. Herman Host said as much just recently. It wouldn't be smart. Yeah, so there's a lot of replies to this thing right here. This video can go on forever at this point, but I'm gonna include it right here. Yeah, it seems like people are really upset about Sony right now about this whole cross-gen thing, but Microsoft not too much. It's like people are okay with Microsoft. Like Halo Infinite is gonna be on. I think Halo Infinite is gonna be on Xbox One S as long with the Series X. So I don't think most people really care. It's like I think if you got the Series X, you're gonna try to play it on the best hardware possible. If you don't got the Series X yet, you're gonna play it on One X. So I don't think people really care that much. But yeah, that is the video. Definitely see your thoughts about this down below. Leave a like if you like this video. And as always, thanks for watching and peace.